Every month, Sunbury businesses face a recurring, unavoidable drain on their operating budget: electricity costs. Equipment like industrial HVAC systems, production machinery, and continuous lighting pull massive amounts of power, steadily eroding cash flow. But right above that equipment, or sitting right next to the building, are thousands of square feet of flat commercial roof space and open land, doing absolutely nothing for the bottom line. Commercial solar offers a way to put that space to work, but the decision comes down to a hard question. Is the upfront capital and logistical effort worth the eventual payoff? To answer that, we have to strip away the marketing hype. We are going to look at the exact inputs and constraints needed to calculate a realistic return on investment for your property. Treating a solar installation as a simple environmental initiative misses the point. It needs to be evaluated strictly as a long-term real estate and cash flow strategy. Planning a commercial solar project requires a different level of rigor than putting panels on a house. We deal with heavier energy loads, complex three-phase electrical equipment, and strict operational safety zones that cannot be disrupted during installation. A business also has to factor in where it will be in 5 years, accounting for added EV chargers, new production lines, or extended operating hours. Because of these variables, relying on a generic square footage estimate will not give you an accurate picture of profitability. You need site-specific data. The first required input for a solar audit is your load profile, built directly from 12 months of historical utility bills. This graph maps when your property consumes power. For many businesses, consumption spikes midday. The bell curve of solar energy production perfectly overlaps with these peak hours, meaning the power is used the moment it is generated. Conversely, if you operate a nocturnal facility or a warehouse with low daytime needs, that overlap disappears. The system will not deliver the same return unless you invest heavily in battery storage to capture that midday power for night use. Sizing and matching the system to your precise operating hours is the single most effective way to protect your monthly cash flow. The second input is a physical assessment of the property itself, starting with the most common location, flat commercial roofs. Using a ballistic mounting system secures the solar array with weights, putting unused roof space to work without penetrating the roofing membrane. But there is a strict structural constraint. Before a single panel goes up, the roof must have at least 10 to 15 years of remaining useful life. Installing a decades-long energy asset on an aging roof is a costly mistake. When that roof inevitably fails, you will have to pay to remove the entire solar array, repair the roof, and reinstall the panels. If the roof needs replacement soon, or if the building lacks the structural capacity, ground-mounted systems offer a strong alternative for properties with open acreage. Ground projects require a different kind of site planning. You have to account for local soil conditions, proper water drainage, electrical line trenching, and ensuring the array doesn't block future property development or parking expansions. If you ignore the physical realities of your building or land, the resulting repair and modification costs will quickly erase any energy savings the panels produce. Next, we have to look at environmental and logistical realities. In Ohio, production peaks during the long summer days and dips during winter when snow and heavy cloud cover move in. A responsible design factors in those seasonal drops. We rely on a blended annual production estimate rather than best-case summer scenarios to give you a realistic forecast of your yearly savings. This flowchart shows the single largest logistical hurdle in any commercial solar project: utility interconnection. Getting the local utilities approval requires extensive documentation, ranging from structural engineering reviews to complex transformer coordination. Having the panels physically bolted to your roof does not mean they are turned on. Navigating the inspection and grid activation process takes time. Factoring in weather constraints and utility timelines ensures conservative budget planning. The goal is to achieve long-term cost predictability, not to instantly eliminate your utility bill on date one. The final piece of the audit is financing. While many owners focus heavily on the payback period, the time it takes for savings to cover the initial cost, a shorter timeline is not the only metric for a successful project. A cash purchase requires the highest upfront capital. However, it delivers the strongest long-term return on investment, leaving you with direct, unencumbered ownership of a producing asset. Commercial solar loans offer a different path. They allow a business to preserve capital liquidity by spreading the cost over time, using the monthly drop in utility expenses to offset the loan payments. Both cash and loan structures allow you to utilize federal tax incentives, like the Clean Electricity Investment Credit, which directly accelerates your payback period. Lease structures or power purchase agreements reduce your upfront costs significantly. The trade-off is that you sacrifice long-term asset value and forfeit those tax perks to the system owner. The right path depends entirely on your specific tax position and cash flow goals, meaning reviewing these options with a financial professional is a required step. Based on this audit, commercial solar is a poor fit for short-term renters, properties with failing roofs, or operators with purely nocturnal energy loads and no budget for batteries. The ideal candidate looks like this: a business with heavy daytime electricity use, long-term property ownership plans, and structurally sound roof or land space. You cannot determine if your business meets these criteria using back-of-the-napkin square footage estimates. If your facility is located in or around Sunbury, Ohio, schedule a site-specific commercial solar assessment with Solar Panel Services Sunbury to put hard data behind your decision. Commercial solar offers a highly effective way to control operating costs over the long run, provided the system is engineered precisely to the realities of your property and your daily operations.